Hey there, everybody. The purpose of this little video is to get you started on this quiz about, I call them annuities, which basically just means that you're going to be putting money into an interest-bearing account, and then we're going to do it each year. Each year, you put another fixed amount of money into that account. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at two students here. We're going to look at student A, or student one, I guess. I don't know if I call them student one. Student one. And what they're going to do is they're going to deposit 500 bucks each year for 25 years. And we're going to make an assumption here. Let's put a little insert here. We're going to assume that both of these accounts get 5% annual compounding. Okay, I'm just putting that there for me to remember to use it later. And the reason that's important is because this is going to be a long-term account. They're generally going to have higher interest payouts for these accounts. Student 2, which is the one you're going to do, I'm just going to write it down here for reference. They are going to wait until year 10, and then they're going to deposit 1,000 bucks each year. Wait until year 10. So they're not going to start as early as student 1. Student 1 is going to put 500 bucks in 25 times, and student 2 is going to put 1,000 bucks in 15 times. We'll see how that works out here in a second. I'm going to keep track of years over here, and we're going to do just like we did in class 0, 1, 2, and we're going to go all the way down to year 25. And that's when they're going to let the account accrue one more year of interest there and then pull it out. All right, so let me show you how this looks compared to how we did it with just normal one-time deposit compounding. So year 0 for student 1 is still going to be a $500 deposit, and I'm going to code all this to be dollars so we can see it. So I'm just going to put 500 bucks in there. Okay. Now year 1 in class, what we did was we did equals, and then because it's 5% interest, we did 1.05 times that amount, and then we pressed enter because that's all we were doing was increasing it by 5%. But what we're going to do now is we're going to additionally add 500 bucks because this student is going to put 500 bucks in each year, starting with this first year. Okay, so you notice they have $1,025 at this point. That's because they earned 5% interest on the 500 bucks, which is the 25 bucks extra. And they had the original 500 bucks, which is 500, and then they put 500 more in, which is another 500. So 500 plus 500 plus 25. And then if we just drag that down, it's going to tell us what this annuity is going to have in it each year. Now, of course, you notice it grows a lot faster than just simply sticking 500 bucks in once and then letting it accrue by 5% each year, because that 5% each year is going to grab not only the previous year's interest, but also the previous year's deposits. So think about it a different way. This 500 bucks is going to have 5% applied to it 25 times. This 500 bucks that gets deposited this year is going to have it applied 24 times, and so forth and so on all the way down. Now what I'm going to do is at the bottom of this, I'm going to also add 2 more little cells. I'm going to put total dollars deposited, and then I'm going to put total interest earned. Interest earned. I'm going to spell that correctly. Interest, and then earned without yelling at you. Okay, good. And deposited is still not spelled correctly. Deposited there. Deposited. Okay, so total dollars deposited. I'm not actually going to use the spreadsheet to do it. I'm going to think about this a little bit. Oh, you know what? I'm going to fix one more thing too. I want to fix one more thing. In this year 25, I'm going to delete that last 500 bucks. Boop, 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 boop. Okay? Because if you think about it, they're just going to let that last one accrue and then pull the money out. So they're not going to stick that last 500 bucks in because it's not going to earn any interest anyway. They could just have the 500 bucks and put it somewhere else. So everybody catch that. The last one doesn't have 500 bucks. And the reason I'm saying that is because now we have to think about how many times the student deposited $500. So they put the first 500 bucks in. In year 1, that was the second 500 bucks. In year 2, that was the third 500 bucks. I think you're seeing where this is going. In year 3, that was the fourth 500 bucks. So if you keep that pattern going, in year 24, that was the 25th 500 bucks. So the total dollars the student deposited was 25 times 500, which is $12,500 deposited. That's their own money over 25 years. Now, as far as how much interest they earned, well, since we know this is the amount in the account at the end, we can do a pretty slick formula right here. Equals total amount in the account minus the dollars they invested. They earned just about the same, a little tiny bit more. They earned just about the amount they put in interest. Okay? So basically, to recap here, we built an annuity formula by not just increasing the previous amount by 5%, but also depositing another recurring deposit, and that's going to happen every year except for the very last year. The very last year is just going to accrue interest on the previous year. Okay? I did a little formula here, which is not based on the spreadsheet above. It's just knowing that this student deposited 25 times in total, 500 bucks each time. So 25 times 500. And then last but not least, the total interest earned is found by taking the total amount in the account and dumping off the amount they deposited. That's going to tell you how much the bank worked for them. Your job is going to be to do the same thing for student 2 in this quiz. So in question number 1, it says, now you do student 2, wait until year 10. So I'll give you that starter right here. You're going to put $1,000 in year 10. So their year 10 is like the previous student's year 0. Hopefully that makes sense. Their year 10 is like the previous student's year 0. Okay? And then you're going to do the exact same thing working down formula-wise to here, 25 years. They're still, both of these students have a 25-year plan. The first student does not start until year 15. Okay? So they're both going to stop at year 25. And just like student 1, student 2 is not going to put the last deposit of $1,000 in year 25. The first one goes up in here in year 10. The last one's going to happen down here in year 24. And then you're going to figure out the total dollars student 2 deposited and also the total interest student 2 earned. And then I'm going to ask you to compare those two in the quiz. All right. And there's a good lesson to be learned here, and you're going to summarize that towards the end. Okay. Hope that helped, and have fun coding. See you in class.